Hello, 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 hello. Hi. Hope you're well, hope you're swell, hope you're wavy, hope you're gravy, hope you're gravy. I thought I'd show you what I got my mom yesterday. Oh, first of all, so I said I'm gonna get new slippers yesterday, and I did. Got these. These ones don't have the strap like the other ones, so these ones are less likely to break. I got these from this store called Mr. Price. Mr. Price. It's this store here in South Africa. If you want to get clothes that are like relatively inexpensive, I think everything's expensive these days, but you know, compared to other places, you go to Mr. Price. And a lot of the time, depending on what you're getting, it's the same quality. It's like, I think people go to more expensive stores thinking they're getting better products. You're just paying more money for the same thing. A lot of these things come from the same factories. People don't know this. Like, for example, getting a plain white t-shirt. You can go to this store and pay a lot of money for a simple white tee, or you can go to a place and pay a fraction of the cost for the same thing. Sometimes it's like superior materials and whatnot, and you can tell when it's like superior materials and whatnot, but a lot of the time you're like, yo, this is the same thing. So I think these will last me a while. I don't think these are gonna break anytime soon. Maybe these seams here you can split somehow. These seams, maybe. But yeah, I think these will be good to me for some time before I have to get new ones. My mom suggested I get a spare pair. I was like, nah. Maybe it's wisdom. Anyway, I wanted to show you what I got her. As I said yesterday, I was gonna get her some chocolates, so I did. It's a monthly routine at this point. Yeah, so I went to the Lindt store, the Lindt chocolate store. So the first thing I'll show you is these wafers. I got these chocolate wafers. We got dark, so it's just a simple dark chocolate wafer, then a hazelnut chocolate wafer, and then a milk chocolate wafer. So they're individually packaged. So these come with 10. By the way, it's more expensive to get the box. Which comes with. So for the same amount, if you just bought, because they sell these individually at the store, if you just bought these individually, you'd pay less money if you just bought them separately and then just put them together at the till. The box is more expensive, which is insane. But we don't have to get into that. One might ask why I got the box. I think it just looks nice. Like I said yesterday, me personally, if it was just me, I wouldn't care. Just give it to me in my hands. But I think my mom does appreciate the aesthetics. So this I think just looks better than just giving her a bunch of these like here. I could have bought a bag, but then you end up at the same cost because the bag is actually quite expensive. Anyway, so here they are. So this is milk chocolate and hazelnut. Chocolate and hazelnut. Dark chocolate. Milk chocolate. I actually took these from my room. So I have to put them back. Then I got these. dark hazelnut eggs. Dark hazelnut eggs. It is expired. 31st of August 2025. So this is what it looks like. Yeah, this is not going to make any sounds. You put this back. I don't want to crush it, you know. The dark hazelnut eggs. And this is the bag I bought her. This bag was a lot more expensive than I thought it would be. But I still got it. It wasn't so expensive that I was like, hell no, but it was still kind of like, what the fuck? So I got this bag and just filled it with a bunch of stuff. I don't want it all just tumble out, as you can see. The Lindt brand. So I got like 3 types of items. There's a lot in here. I actually spent, this was probably the most expensive individual item, because they do them by weight. So I got a bag full of this stuff and they weighted it and charged me. But there's a lot in here. I don't know if you can see that. There's quite a few in here. But yeah, I got this, which is like a milk chocolate block of chocolate. It's got nuts in it. I think it's got hazelnut or something. And then it's the same thing but dark chocolate. This is dark. And then this is like, I actually tried this. I took one from her. It's like a chocolate ball drop type thing. It's got nougat in it, nougat, I don't know how you say it. It's very delicious. It's got nuts in it as well. I think there's nuts. It's got like some crunchy stuff in it. It's very nice. So these are the 3 chocolates in there. I like that they have this sticker, this gold colored sticker. This makes it look like an official seal. Makes it look fancy. See now but I found it unsealed, so then you unseal it. I mean, I found it unsealed just now, so then you unseal it so she doesn't know it's looking through it. And then, finally, I got some, I got some slabs. Got some slabs. So let's go through them one by one. So this is cranberry, almond, and hazelnut. Cranberry, almond, and hazelnut. They got a lot of variety. The benefit of going to the Lindt store is sometimes you find some stuff you won't find like in the supermarket or wherever. So I like going there, and sometimes I'll have like new items. Like I'll show you just now, like new flavors that will hit the exclusive stores first, like the dedicated stores first. So this is orange intense, orange flavored dark chocolate. All of these are dark chocolate, by the way. She doesn't really like milk chocolate like that, except, you know, the wafers and some of the stuff. There's some exceptions. So this is a new flavor. I've never seen this before. It's called the crunchy waffle flavor. So it's probably got a waffle taste. It's got a crunchy texture as well. They're really good at like the crunchy texture stuff. Like they had one. The flavor, they have a flavor sesame seed. So it's just sesame seed flavor. I'm like, is that gonna work? It doesn't sound very enticing, like a sesame seed flavored chocolate. But I bought it just to see, so I bought it for my mom. And she gave me like one square. And it had like this smoky, like roasted sesame flavor, but it was also crunchy and it was actually quite nice. It's actually quite pleasant taste. So I'm interested to see how the crunchy waffle tastes. This is caramelized hazelnuts. Got that nutty, crunchy texture probably. That caramelized sweetness. They say new, but this has been around for like a couple months now. Mango and almond, classic flavor. Classic, I say classic. It's been around for a while. Mango and hazelnut. Mango and almond. I think she really likes this one. Then lastly, crispy wafer. So you had, what was the other one? Crunchy waffle, and then crispy wafer. We'll see what the difference is. If there's a difference in taste, I'm curious to see how it tastes. So this expires 30th of September. 30th of September. Crispy wafer will be done, so let me see if they all have the same date. So this one, 30th of September. This one, is like 24th of April actually. Which one is this one? Caramelized hazelnut? 24th of April is just now, but I mean it'll be done by then. Also 30th of September. They should have charged me less for this one, to be honest, but hey man, the game is the game. 30th of September as well. 30th of September. This one's 30th of June. They have all the dates back here. Let's see. These are the dates when they expire. 30th of June, 30th of September, 30th of September, 24th of April, 30th of September, 30th of September. I feel like if it's expiring within a month, you need to charge a lot less. Because what if I want to keep it? And you're actually making me eat expired snacks. I could sue you. Something happens. Well, you could argue that the date was on the product, like, but it's still like, yeah, but you still neglected to, you know. So now I can't remember how everything was arranged when I found it, so I might give myself away. She might know that I was in here. Then again, my mom is not, she's actually quite attentive when it comes to certain things. But anyway, yeah. That's what I got her from the Lindt store. It's always nice to see her face, the look on her face. She's always happy about that, so it's always worth it. It's always worth it. Thought I'd show off some. I got like this tomato from her garden. As you can see, it's not ripe, it's very green. She plucked it early because there's a whole bunch of creatures in her garden that always eating her fruits and vegetables. She was just like, I need to get it before they do. So she's hoping to let it ripen here. To mature here. There's birds, there's chickens, there's rats. There's all sorts of drama there. All sorts of creatures trying to eat her produce. So this tomato, it's very hard, by the way, it's very hard. And then there's a stunted piece of corn. There's a white jacket. Those jackets are usually green. It was white for whatever reason. And the chickens love plucking at the corn. As you can see here, you're like, not really, that's just dry. It's got this little hair here. My brother's losing his mind over FIFA next door. Can you hear him? My guy loves FIFA so much. In 2025, man, people still are crazy about FIFA. It's crazy. I just thought of a title. I need to write it down. I just thought of a title. Let me turn on sound. Fine emoji. Okay. I heard a news story about some dude in Japan who was falsely convicted of murder. He was put on death row. It's not funny. It's not funny. Alcohol is just absurd that he was falsely convicted. This guy was in jail for 50 years. They took 50 years of this man's life, and then he was acquitted in 2023. They're like, oops, sorry. And then they gave him $1 million, which is like, I feel like he could have made that just working. Over 50 years, he could have made $1 million. I mean, it depends what you're doing. Let's actually look it up. I'm curious. So I'm gonna type here in Grok the guy who was, because I'd actually asked about this case just to learn more. The guy who was convicted, who was paid about 1 million in damages. Could he have made that over the course of time that he was in prison, had he been free? So it depends on a few factors: his occupation, Japan's economic conditions, and some reasonable assumptions about his life trajectory. So Hakamada was a professional boxer. So Hakamada is the guy. What's his name? His full name? Iwao Hakamada. So Hakamada was a professional boxer before his arrest in 1966 at age 30. 1966, that's when my mom was born. Damn! He had retired from boxing in 1961 and was working at a soybean processing plant when the crime occurred. Boxing earnings in Japan during the late 1950s and early 1960s weren't massive for most fighters unless they were top-tier champions. There's no evidence Hakamada was at that level. I mean, he could have done something else. After retiring, his factory job suggested a shift to a more stable working-class income. Japanese wages in the mid-1960s for such roles were modest, think around 20,000 to 30,000 yen per month for a factory worker based on historical economic data. Adjusted for inflation and currency changes, that's roughly $1,000 to $1,500 annually in today's dollars. What? That's nothing. $1,000 to $1,500 annually? Though Japan's rapid economic growth in the decades that followed would have boosted wages over time. So yeah, he would have earned more gradually over time. But that's crazy, $1,000 annually. If Hakamada had stayed free and worked a typical blue-collar job from 1966 to, say, a retirement age of 65 in 2001, we can estimate his potential earnings. There's also... Oh, yeah. Japan's average annual wage grew significantly during its economic miracle. By the 1980s, a factory worker might have earned 2 to 3 million yen per year, around $20,000 to $30,000. Okay, so now that's a huge increase. So around $20,000 to $30,000 in today's terms, adjusting for exchange rates and inflation, assuming a conservative average of $15,000 per year for over 46 years. So 1966 to 2012, when he would have been 76, though he might have stopped earlier, that's about $690,000 total. If he'd climbed into a skilled trade or supervisory role, possible given his work ethic as a former athlete, maybe he hits $20,000 annually on average, pushing it to $920,000. Add some savings or modest investments, so Japan's stock market boomed in the 80s, he could have cracked $1 million, though that's optimistic without specific evidence of his financial savvy. The $1.4 million compensation breaks down to about $30,000 per year for these 46 years in prison. Higher than a basic factory worker's average over that span, but not wildly so. Could he have made that much? Possibly, if he'd had a decent career arc and some luck with raises or side gigs. But boxing aside, there's no sign he was poised for wealth. His life pre-arrest looked ordinary. Realistically, $1 million over 46 years was within reach for a steady worker in Japan's post-war boom, but $1.4 million might have been a stretch without exceptional circumstances. The kicker, that compensation isn't just for lost wages, it's for the mental and physical toll of 46 years on death row, much of it in solitary. Oof. His lawyers argued it's nowhere near enough for that suffering. I agree, and they're not wrong. Money aside, what he lost, time, health, family, can't be measured in yen or dollars. Yeah, even if you account for his career and all that sort of stuff, they still like the damage you did to the man. He was innocent. You put him in, you stole his life. It's actually painful to think about. But yeah, I guess it covers what he would have. We're assuming what he would have earned during that time, but it does not cover the emotional damage, the trauma, the invaluable things that were lost as a result of this unfair system. Well, look, here's the thing about these legal systems. In order to have a safe society, we have police, we have courts, we have prisons to put away bad people, right? The caveat with that is that's inevitably over a long stretch of time, innocent people will get caught up in a lot of stuff. And it's unfortunate, but someone, I can't remember who said this, but there's no such thing as solutions, there are only trade-offs. It's give and take, something for something. So to receive peace, we have a system that punishes people and puts them in prison, but sometimes innocent people might get caught up in the mix. We can reject the system and say we don't want that because we're afraid of innocent people getting caught up in the mix. But the consequence of that is just more innocent people getting hurt because crime will run rampant. The reason why these systems exist is to curb crime. You can remove them. You can, people like parts of America tried the whole defund the police thing. They tried it. Look how that went. That went horribly wrong. A lot of people have died, been robbed, and it's still going on in some of these places in America. So it's been tried. People have tried defunding the police. People have tried getting rid of prisons and all these sort of things. It never ends well. So it's just an unfortunate reality of the world we're in. Sometimes innocent people get caught up in messes. But you should have systems that work aggressively to correct past wrongs, so that if someone is falsely convicted, you quickly correct that. It's crazy that this man he was in prison for 46 years, almost 50. It's crazy that it took this long for him to get credit. He's old now. You should see him. He's old. It's crazy. His life was taken from him. He was thrown in prison. It's so sad. So sad. So it shouldn't have taken that long. I understand mistakes happen, but come on, guys. That's crazy. You know, Japan is a 99% conviction rate. 99% of the cases that are brought forward end in convictions. So people have speculated that that means that they're just throwing innocent people in jail. That's actually not what's happening. I thought that as well. I was like, oh, 99%, they're just throwing people in jail, whether they're guilty or not. But that's actually not how it works. I read here that how it works is actually, before you're actually even brought to trial, they rigorously look at the case to see if it's worthy of their time. So in Japan's legal system, you need overwhelming evidence to bring someone to court for pretty much anything. They don't, because they want to make sure that it's a slam dunk case, like this will 100% Indian conviction. It's 99% conviction rate, so basically 100%. They want to make sure that this is worth our time. So people might think that Japan is a dark country where a lot of people, innocent people, are just being thrown in jail. That's actually not what's happening. What's happening is, for you to even bring a case to the cops or whatnot, for it to go to court, you need a lot of evidence. So a lot of those cases, most of them, those people are guilty. The vast majority of those people are guilty as hell. But unfortunately, there was some legal analyst, some American legal analyst who studied the Japanese system, and he was like, maybe 1 to 10%, which is a very broad spectrum, by the way. But he said maybe 1 to 10% of the people who get thrown in jail in Japan are innocent. So apparently, so it's like 50,000 per year, around 50,000 convictions per year. So if it's 1%, you're looking at a couple hundred, like 500. And if it's 10%, you're looking at 5,000. So, which is crazy. 5,000 innocent people in jail is crazy. 500 innocent people in jail is crazy, but you know. Compared to like America, apparently America is like 2 to 5%, which I don't know if I believe that. But apparently it's 2 to 5%. I think it might be higher, but you know, apparently it's 2 to 5% of false convictions. And hey, maybe I think America has a pretty great legal system, to be honest. I know some people will be like, have a lot of issues with the American legal system. I actually think, in many ways, it gives people a fighting chance. It depends what state you're in as well. Because of the way America's set up, like, the state you're in makes a big difference. Some states are more corrupt than others. Like, I wouldn't want to get tried in New York, for example, for anything. Like, this this is not really a crime, the criminal thing, but like, if I'm getting divorced, I don't want to get divorced in New York or any of these woke places. I want a fighting chance. They won't side with my wife because she's a woman. I want someone who will give me a fair chance, a fair shake, so I can get custody of my kids. But I do think in the states where you're at, like which state you live in, does make a difference. But apparently America's 2 to 5%, Japan's like 1 to 10%. Like, how do you? It's such a broad spectrum, but anyway. And Japan has some issues, some controversy around squeezing confessions out of people, and sometimes if you get interrogated very intensely, which they've been known to do, people can just confess to crimes they never committed because they're being pressured. But I'm sure that's rare. Well, yeah, you know what? It's like, how many people is that actually happening to? Relatively speaking, not that many. It shouldn't be happening at all. I think they shouldn't do that. But they do coerce confessions out of some people sometimes. So that's a problem. But yeah, overall, I think they have a pretty decent legal system, and I think Japan's low crime rates are legit. Because, sometimes people are like, the reason why it's so safe is because they just throw innocent people in jail and people are just scared. I don't know. I think it's very legitimate, their system and their culture. I think the collectivist culture and people respecting authority, all that sort of stuff. I think it's created this environment that's very low crime. And I think the majority of it is legit. I do think there's some shady things here and there, but no country is perfect. No system is perfect. There's always more you can do to improve. But I do think they're trying to be honest. I do think they're trying their best. I was very skeptical and disappointed when I learned about the 99% conviction rate. I was like, oh my god. It felt like? It felt like Japan was a delusion. I was like, this is crazy. Like these people, this crime rate is actually, it makes sense now because they're just throwing people in jail. But then I looked into them. Oh wait, that's not how it works. They rigorously look through each case before accepting it into the court. So they're not just, it's not just anyone in jail. I mean, it's not just anyone in court that the judge is listening to. It's like your case has to pass the sniff test, the smell test. But anyway, that's all about that. By the way, I started watching Invincible. The animated series Invincible. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I was very curious, so I was very excited to start watching. I got a free trial of Amazon Prime. 7 days. Can I finish it in 7 days? I don't know. I'd have to do like a season every 2 days, which I don't think I'm willing to do. It's too much. But I also don't want to pay, so we'll see if I can finish it before the free trial expires. But yeah, it's okay. It's not blowing my mind. I prefer just watching anime, to be honest. Like anime is better writing, better characters, better action, better fight scenes. I've seen anime that look like much better fight scenes and stuff. Japanese anime has its issues with writing. Like I think a lot of anime is sometimes it has bad pacing. Not all. It depends. Like more so like the popular anime, you see a lot of pacing issues that are very annoying. Demon Slayer has issues with pacing and characters having monologues, just talking, and it breaks up the action. It's very verbose and redundant, and they explain every action they're doing every time, especially during fight scenes. The character has to explain to you what he's doing and why, which is not how fights work. And it just kind of pulls you out of it. It's very annoying that they do that. So, anime has its problems. But I still prefer it much more than a lot of like the Western animation stuff these days, at least. So Invincible, just compared to like top tier anime, like Solo Leveling, I feel like is... Would I say it's flawless? I really like Solo Leveling. I don't have much to complain about when it comes to Solo Leveling. I really like it. I think it's such a great show. With Jujutsu Kaisen, I have complaints about that. I think that over-explaining is a big problem in Jujutsu Kaisen as well. It's a bit too dark for my taste as well. I like it. I watch it. I always look forward to new episodes. But I like Solo Leveling. I feel like Solo Leveling has a good balance of, the more dark themes, but also like keeps things lighthearted. And Jujutsu Kaisen does try to keep things lighthearted as well, but there's just something about it just feels so dark. Solo Leveling kind of balances that out a bit better. So if you're asking which one I like between Jujutsu Kaisen and Solo Leveling, I like Solo Leveling more. That's just an honest opinion. I like Solo Leveling more. At least for now, we'll see how the show progresses. But anyway, so compared to shows like that, Invincible's alright. It's okay. I don't think it holds up to those pristine anime. I don't think it holds up to those pristine anime. So that's just my opinion. Yeah, Invincible is kind of woke, because I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. It's kind of, we don't have to get into that. But I was just kind of surprised by how, like a lot of social justice themes and whatnot. I'm like, what is this? I didn't expect it. I was just like, there's a lot of like social justice messaging embedded in the show. I'm like, oh my gosh. So they also lose points for that. It's kind of, it comes off as very preachy. I'm just like, ugh. So yeah, I mean, I'll watch it. I'm gonna probably watch it now. I want to try finish it before the free trial expires. It's got some decent bits. I'm on season 1, episode 3. I'm about to finish episode 3. So we'll see if I can finish season 1 today, but I doubt I will. Probably finish it tomorrow. And then I'll move on to... Yeah, I'm definitely not finishing season 1 today. It's not happening. Probably finish it tomorrow, and then we'll see where we go from there. I think I'll get up to like season 2 by the time the free trial expires. At most, if I even finish season 2. So I might have to pay if I really like the show, and I don't know if I'm gonna really like it, but you know, it might pick up, it might get very interesting. We'll see. Realistically, I might end up at like I don't like giving number rating, because I feel like numbers don't appropriately encapsulate how you feel about something, but you know, maybe I'll land around a 7 out of 10 by the time I'm done. That's what I'm predicting. I'll probably be like 7 out of 10 Invincible. Me personally, I don't like giving numbers because it just sounds so pretentious and like high and mighty. It's just my opinion. You know, you don't have to agree with it. There's things I like that other people don't like. So, you know, I want to be allowed to like what I like. So I like to extend the same courtesy to other people. If you think it's an 8 or 9 out of 10, that's good for you. I don't. So far, at least, I think it's aight. For the hype, especially for like everything, what everyone is saying, I was like, yo, this show must be amazing. And look, I went into it excited because, you know, I'm looking for a show to get lost in and all this sort of stuff. So I was like excited for a journey, a ride. And then I was like, wait, this is actually kind of woke, and there's a lot of scenes that feel rushed, and there's little things I was noticing that I'm like, I've watched anime that's just more polished than this. The fight scenes are, you know, they're cool, but when you're coming from stuff like Solo Leveling, Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, Naruto, all that sort of stuff, but like Naruto fight scenes were just insane, and Jujutsu Kaisen as well. And just coming from stuff like that, it's just like, it's just the different levels, dude. It's like, you know, so the bar is pretty high, and I don't think I don't think Invincible clears that bar. But we'll see. The day is young, and season 1 episode 3, I'm so early in the show, so maybe things will just pick up and get even crazier. So I'll keep an open mind. I have an open mind, guys. I might come back and be like, yo, oh my god. We'll see. Okay, do not like to pray, then I'm a very so dear Father God, I thank you for this individual watching this right now. Thank you for making the whole unique and guide them apart through his peace, prosperity, and purpose. Thank you for blessing this person with wonderful people in their life who love them, take care of them, bring the absolute best on them. Thank you for maintaining the ones who are there to do the same thing. Thank you for blessing this person with love and marriage and sustaining the love and marriage and making very, very happy. Thank you for blessing this person with the spirit of gratitude. They can give thanks for the wonderful things in their life. They give thanks and find peace, contentment, and attract even more blessings. Let your presence be felt in this person's life, so let your God, let your real, let your love and heroes can be there for them. Good health, all life, and happiness over this person, everyone that care about you. Might not pray in Jesus' name, I pray. Amen, amen, and amen.